We are back in Portland, where at this federal building for 2 months straight, protesters and federal agents have been clashing every single night, every single day, 24/7.
Oh, you want to know what happened?
Yeah.
I outran them. And when I did, one of the cops busted his shit.
Now, just a few days ago, this protester was arrested by SRT, Special Response Team, and he just showed back up. In fact, a lot of protesters just show back up as if nothing ever happened to them. So in this video, we're going to listen to what these protesters have to say in an interview or their own videos they made about themselves. Now, before we start the video, make sure to please like the video. It's the #1 way you guys are helping this channel, but it also helps others see the videos as well, and I think people need to know what's going on in Portland right now. Okay, so real quick, if you're new here, this Portland federal building faces clashes basically every single night. Some are more aggressive than others. Out of nowhere, there must have been a policy change. Homeland Security started to arrest more and more of these protesters for getting a little too violent. And recently, a team known as SRT, Special Response Team, we've never seen them before in the area, just showed up and arrested this guy right here, known as Skateboard Man. And despite being arrested, he just showed back up and joined the protest once again.
Oh, you want to know what happened?
Yeah.
I outran them. And when I did, one of the cops busted his shit.
Hell yeah!
Why were you running?
Because I had guys with guns chasing me, dumbass.
Yeah.
Why'd they arrest you?
Now, we actually know why he was arrested. We will play that clip here in a second. But again, the point of this video is to show you guys, this is what one of the protesters sound like who was arrested by the elite SRT, Special Response Team, and he doesn't even seem to care.
Are you allowed to come back?
Yeah. I'm here right now. They pulled a 9mm, and stuck it to my side.
Now, that interview was done by Katie Davis Court on X. Make sure to go follow her and support her. But she also managed to capture something rather interesting from Skateboard Man himself later in the night. And again, I want to remind everyone, Skateboard Man was arrested just about 3 days ago from the time I'm making this video, and he's now pointing his skateboard, and his friend is pointing his skateboard at the federal agents. Again, this is the moment of the night a lot of these protesters wait for. But I also want to point this out. This is the most vulnerable moment of the night for these federal agents as well. That is why you will always see them backing up in formation very slowly, because even though this is obviously symbolic, you never know what's actually going on with these protesters. You don't know if they have something that could harm the federal agents. We'll get to that later in the video, but this is why these protesters stand here all night. Even if there's only 4 protesters, if there's 150 protesters, this is the moment of the night that's guaranteed. Eventually, this one gate has to open, and these protesters know this is the moment they can say what they want to say straight to the faces of the federal agents. And again, this happens every single night. If you're wondering where the Portland police is, go watch my other videos because they don't really seem to want to show up right now. I also want to point out these loud noises, the LRAD in the background, long-range acoustic device. These are all the things the city is being sued for right now. And the person I mentioned before, Katie Davis Court, who captured this footage, she is actually a witness against the city that the Portland police have not been showing up to do their job and take care of the loud noise. The residents across the street, they are the ones dealing with it. These federal agents, eventually they get to leave the area, but these protesters show up every single night, pretty much uncontested.
Alright, look at that guy's closer to everything.
Oh, really?
You over here complaining.
Put your hands on somebody.
Don't put your hands on people.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're assaulting people.
Okay, so I think you'll find this very interesting. So first things first, the reason why Skateboard Guy was arrested was because he pepper sprayed Ryan Amateur a little too late. Using the pepper spray way too late, claimed it was self-defense, and Homeland Security picked him up and arrested him. But check this out. Even though Ryan was pepper sprayed, now he's trying to clean the graffiti off of the federal building, but I want to show you guys, this is how hostile the situation is. He's told he has to leave the front gate by the federal agents. This is something the federal agents are not used to, so they have to assume either this guy is genuine or not genuine. Again, the entire facility has been graffitied, there's been flags lit on fire, there's been garbage cans shoved into the front gate that have been lit on fire, so at this point, it's almost interesting to see how the federal agents, finally, a good deed is being done upon them, but they're gonna have to send them away.
Blaming it on you. Manifest destiny, genocide, maximize profit, sterilization, raping the earth, lying, taking more than they need in all the forms of agreement. We ask them why. They say it's God's will. Damn God, they make it so hard. Remember.
And by the way, the background noise, where are the Portland police? This happens all day, every day, still not responding to the constant loud noises. And by the way, go give Ryan a follow on X. He will be pressing charges against Skateboard Guy, so if you want to keep up to date with that story, go give him a follow.
What you gonna tase it for?
Video shared with KGW shows Federal Protective Service officers following, then tasing a woman after they say she attempted to light an incendiary device, waved a large knife at them, and threw it at one of the officers.
Okay, so that event happened about a month ago, and recently a video has surfaced of the protester, and here's what they have to say about what happened.
I'm alive. I've been displaced from my home by the, I'm not going to call them fascists, but we all know.
Now, that's the first thing that jumped out to me, is that the protester is not using a description that you commonly hear from these protesters. I'm assuming that's for legal reasons, but obviously the situation is not looking good for the protester if they're saying they've been displaced from their home.
I'm also facing a serious attack from these people who have been terrorizing. I need donations if you can give them. I was featured on the news, both faux news, those fake ass facts. Multnomah County DA, I see you.
Something else that's very common with these protesters is they have a lot of awareness of what's going on locally as far as the DA's office, new policies. These protesters have even showed up to the city council to say, look, you got to figure out what we're going to do with these Homeland Security agents, or we're going to start coming to the city council and we're going to start taking care of you guys.
Protesters we spoke with say the headlines and arrests aren't telling the full story.
This is literally a bunch of community members coming together and providing support for marginalized people. That's what they're not seeing.
And more often than not, the scene looks like this.
It's mutual aid. which I honestly thought that was Portland values. I thought that was the progressiveness of it.
Now, sometimes the protesters don't want to talk, but they will follow you if you're a journalist. Honey Badger Mom on X, make sure to go follow her. When she was covering the city in the middle of their trial on whether or not the local police have been doing their job, again, follow Honey Badger Mom, she captured this moment where one of the protesters followed and watched Honey Badger Mom and Katie Davis Court from across the street.
Might as well add that to the thread, right?
Now, outside of the individual interviews and hearing what the protesters have to say, this is what it's really like every single night, and I want you guys to take a listen. You can actually hear the agents telling the protesters to push back. It's very rare we can actually audibly hear the federal agents giving orders out.
Just get out the way of the driveway. I ain't gonna tell you again. I'm not gonna tell you again.
That is the federal agent saying, please get out of the way, I'm not going to tell you again. Now, you'll notice the agents are not talking back or engaging back. Despite the verbal attacks, they're very well trained. These guys have been doing this for a long time now, every single night for 2 months straight, maybe even 3 months straight at this time. But you'll notice they give the direct order and they don't engage. I would have to assume it's because they know they are on camera 24/7. Now, there was physical contact made right there. Let me back up a bit right here. See, they did push back, but again, I will always argue this. These federal agents are extremely tolerant compared to other departments in the United States. And these protesters are now, making it seem like they won the fight and now we're going to yell at the federal agents. This is not something we like to see. I think it's actually kind of sad that we are at this point in the United States. But again, this is the highlight of the night for some of these protesters. Some of these protesters travel hours to come here for this one moment to get that video clip and post it on their social medias.
Neighborhood, bitch ass nigga. 122nd, neighborhood, 6-0, fat ass nigga. My block, Kirby block, nigga. She was good. Yeah, bitch, fat ass nigga. And you know something? You're a fucking bitch.
I actually recognize this protester right here. I can show you a clip later. Also, if you're new here and wondering why have none of these people been arrested, like I said before, Homeland Security, they are actually tolerant here and they don't want to deal with them on the other side of the gate. I do think what's going to end up happening in the very near future, since we already saw it, is that they will utilize, Homeland Security will utilize SRT, special response teams, just to pick up the protesters and then take them away to another building.
You gonna do something?
That's rather interesting. Now they're instigating, we are on private property here, because there have been protesters who were arrested for being on the property, and I'm assuming some of you feel a little frustrated watching this, but you have to remember, these federal agents are being baited to do something, and this will become a clip, this will become a big video. If a federal agent goes out and arrests this man right here, which he could be arrested, it's just going to add fuel to the fire for the protesters. So these federal agents have to pick their battles, when they're actually going to engage, when are they actually going to arrest people. This is why, for those of you that feel a little emotional right now, these federal agents know exactly what they're doing.
Exactly why we're here.
Can I show you the video that they were using as evidence?
Sure.
See what you think of it?
I'm much more disturbed by the dozens of armed men coming out of that building to what? Clear a driveway? I have no idea what's happening here. But
What about did you hear that sound though? That squeaking sound?
The sound doesn't disturb me as much as the armed Gestapo.
So as you can see, every once in a while these protesters end up on the local news, or they make their own videos, or they are just in these interviews. So I thought you'd want to see what they sound like, what they say. Sometimes they deny allegations, sometimes they admit to it. So make sure to leave your comments down below how you feel about this. If you haven't already, make sure to please subscribe to my channel so you guys can keep up to date with this Portland story. Also, make sure to go follow and support the journalist on X. They're the ones who are reporting on these protesters, hearing their side of the story so we can make a decision how we feel about it. Thank you so much for being here. God bless, and we'll see you all later.